In this video, I'm going to walk you through how I went from making $700 a month to scaling my agency to making $70,000 in 1 month, our record month, which was in March this year, where we took the agency to over 70K in 1 month. So this video is going to break down the exact thing that I did to take me from a place where I was only making $700 a month to over 70K in 1 month. So you can learn from this and literally learn how to 10x your income in the next couple of years, pretty much. So to be transparent, not all of that 70K is profit, of course. Like there's going to be expenses, but it doesn't change the fact that the business has been 10x more valuable since when I started this alone a couple of years ago. So the biggest thing that helped me really, and what I attribute most of the success to, is skill stacking. And this is not a new concept. I'm pretty sure you've heard about this before, but it's basically stacking skills upon skills as you continue to grow and develop in business. So there's two ways for you to skill stack, really. The first way is for you to go deep, and the second way is for you to go wide. And what you would choose to do depends on the kind of person that you are. So if you're someone who, let's say you start with copywriting as a skill, which is the same skill that I started with copywriting too as well. So if you start with copywriting and you're someone who you just want to be a copywriter, you don't want to do anything else. And unfortunately, some people decide to go the wide route and they realize that they actually prefer the deep route. It happens, you just learn from it and then you switch back. I literally have a mentor who was telling me this, that he went the wide route, saw he didn't really enjoy it, and decided to go the deep route, which is what he is doing right now. So if you are someone who prefers to just be a copywriter alone, then you can skill stack and go deep, where you would truly master the art of copywriting, and you get to a point where if you were charging $100 a project before, you can start charging $10,000 per project, just because the likelihood of them seeing results with you is just exponentially higher than anything else that is out there. So you can go deep, or in my case, if you're more entrepreneurial and you prefer to build a business as opposed to being a one-man show where you just have this one incredible skill, you go wide and you stack multiple skills that allow you to actually build a business. And that is the biggest thing that has really helped me so far to really grow this company alongside my business partner. It is being in a place where you can grow and skill stack and just skill stack multiple skills and just keep going wide on that concept over and over again. Now, when you do this and you skill stack so much and really aggressively, you're going to realize that about 9 out of 10 times in the business, you're going to feel very clueless on what exactly you're even doing. Like you're always going to be in a place where you're trying to learn something new almost every single time. And that's how you know you're truly growing at a fast rate. So if you're in a place where, let's say you're an email copywriter, for example, and all you've been doing for the last 4-5 years, you've just been writing emails, then maybe you're going deep. But if your rates are not also increasing, then it means you're not going deep fast enough and you need to go wide, or maybe you might benefit from going wide. But if you're going wide and you're stacking multiple skills over and over again, you're naturally going to reach a point where you've truly, like every point in the business is going to feel like you're just clueless about what is going on. And you're actively learning, you're actively asking stupid ass questions, you're actually being made fun of by people and even by coaches and mentors telling you like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. Why are you even doing this in the first place? And so on and so forth, just because you are aggressively skill stacking. And the more aggressively you can skill stack, the more you would grow the business. And if you do this too as well, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, which is very normal. Like I made tons and tons of mistakes. I've had cases where I was trying to set up an automation for the first time and I completely did nonsense. And I've had clients really get really pissed that, oh, why did you make these mistakes, blah, blah, blah. But it's part of the learning process, especially if you're skill stacking. So making mistakes is part of it. Feeling very clueless is part of it. Once you feel really comfortable in one skill or in one thing, that's a sign that you need to skill stack to the next thing. So you just feel just as clueless again and keep leveling up in the business over and over again, just because you're skill stack and learning new skills to improve. So let me walk you through the different skills that I've had to stack on top of each other to go from making literally $700 a month to growing the agency to a point where we made $70,000 in 1 month. I started with copywriting as a skill. Then I was writing ads for an agency. And then I saw that they were not offering emails and the clients were not doing emails too as well for e-commerce at the time. And then I started offering email marketing as a service. And that was even literally why I was able to hold that role that I had at the time, because the ads I was even writing were not really that good. So the person who was in charge of the agency at the time was able to write the ads way easier and way faster by himself. And assuming I didn't have that email marketing skill set, I would not still be working with the guy anymore, right? It would have just literally fired me on the spot. So I started managing the e-commerce email marketing for his clients. And then I started doing email list management for info products and digital products. And that was how I was able to start my own agency, by helping people with their email marketing, their backend, their automations, and so on and so forth. Then I started doing webinars where we actually learned about how to script webinars for clients. And I remember it came from a place of, we wanted to launch a client with a webinar. We hired someone to help with writing the webinars, and the person did absolute dog shit with the webinars that he wrote. And I just got really pissed and decided to learn that skill too as well. When you first start learning that kind of skill, it sounds very strange, very overwhelming at first, but with time, you continue to get better and you continue to improve at it. Then we started doing backends for webinars so as well, where we help them with their automations, the tech setup, the triggers, the SMS blasts, and so on and so forth. Then we learned about, okay, how do you actually position an offer to make sure that it stands out in the marketplace? That is another skill that we were able to stack to as well. And then we started doing ads for clients. So again, this is all coming from the place of, we had clients that were going through problems. We needed to solve those problems, because the more money we make for clients, the more money we make. And we had no choice but to figure it out. So we started doing paid ads for clients. And remember, we started from just copywriting, by the way, just paid ads copywriting to be specific. And now we are doing paid ads, full on media buying, creatives, editing the videos, designing the images, managing the ad account, the setup and everything. We learned that skill too as well, to stack on top of what we were already doing. And then it was challenges, right? Introducing challenges is what literally took us from making about 20K per month to making over 70K in 1 month. Was challenges, and having like 3 clients do challenges back to back. I did multiple 6 figures. So we introduced challenges too as well. Free and paid challenges was a skill set that we added. And then we realized that if we had sales as a component, our clients would get even better results. Then we added sales management and sales ops. So right now we manage the sales teams for our clients too as well, as an additional skill set. And we're already seeing the dividends for that, because we have a client right now doing about 200, 300K plus per month consistently. And the only reason why she's making that crazy numbers is because we have that sales team component in place. And then now it's YouTube, right? I'm trying to post content on social media. I'm trying to be consistent with that. I'm trying to provide as much value as possible on YouTube. I'm just trying to build a brand on social media, because I know that's one of the things that is going to get us to the next level. And then it was cold email, right? Trying to crack cold email last year to try and sign clients for the agency. Then it was hiring, and then it's paid ads for B2B. Like, I'm running ads for our agency right now. So you see how we've just been stacking all of these skills over and over again over the past few years to get to the point where we are at right now. And what is going to get us to the next level, even after this one, is going to be stacking even more skills. And this is why the longer you stay in the game, the more successful you will become, just by default, really. Because as long as you keep trying to improve and you keep trying to grow, you're going to keep stacking more skills. And the more skills you stack, really, the more money you would eventually make. It's really that simple. And just by doing that, you can continue to grow. So the longer you stay in the game, like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you're going to just naturally make more money, just because you're stacking more skills as time continues to go on. And you will notice that the difference is not linear in terms of, oh, if I stack one more skill, then I'll go from 10K to 30K. No. You need to stack like 30 more skills just to go from 10K to 30K. Like, to go from 0 to 10K per month, for example, you don't need to just learn one extra skill. You need to stack like 10, 20 extra skills, because it's not linear, it's exponential. And for example, the first year of us sending cold emails, we're maybe sending about 20 cold emails a day. And it took us 9 months and we didn't sign any clients from it, right? And compare that to last year when we were running about 300 plus cold emails a day to try and sign clients too as well for the agency. So you see the difference in the volume and the amount of clients we signed compared to when we didn't even sign many clients was not that plenty. So if you want to literally go from like 0 to 10 or 10 to 50 or 50 to 500, the amount of skills you need to stack is exponentially higher than anything you can fathom right now. That's why it's so hard to actually grow a business in this game, because there's just so many skills you need to learn and become really good at if you want to go from 0 to making any substantial amount of money in this space. There's a couple of ways that you skill stack. You could still stack by paying for a mentorship or a course, you can literally spend your time and just figure it out, or you can hire someone to just do it. And that has really helped us. Like when we want to start running paid ads, we hired a media buyer before my business partner took it over. Right now, with the sales management thing, we have a sales manager, right? Eventually, who knows? Likely we might not take that over because we're better at marketing than sales. I just always have someone manage that for our clients, but it's the same thing. So you can still start by learning yourself for free. Depending on how much capital you have to deploy, you can still skill stack by paying mentors or paying coaches for guidance, which we've done multiple times, or you can skill stack by just hiring somebody else to do the role, so that you can continue to provide value to your clients in as many ways as humanly possible, so you can continue to scale and continue to make more money for yourself. And that's why in the past few years, like, we haven't really kept majority of the money that we've made. Like, most of the money has just gone back into the business. Yeah, like, of course, like, we spent money on ourselves. Like, I feel uncomfortable talking about this, but we spent money on ourselves. Like, I've been able to buy myself a car. I've been able to take care of my family and like fund my sister migrating to the UK, or like help my mom with her health treatment and so on and so forth. We've been able to help with all of those things. The money is good, but majority of the money still goes back to the business itself, just because we want to acquire as many skills as humanly possible and really grow as fast as humanly possible, as fast as we can, just by stacking as many skills as we possibly can. So it's costing you $200,000 a month not knowing how to make $200,000 a month. Like, every single year you spend not making like 1 million a month, or like 2 million a month, or 2 million a year, or whatever, is costing you that much money not to know how to make the money, if you understand what I mean. Ideally, you want to try and pay down the cost of ignorance as fast as humanly possible, so that you can have all the skills that you need to grow the business to the next level. And that's one of the things that has really helped us most in terms of growing this business, because we just are very obsessed with how can we keep improving with our skills and keep getting better, keep hiring people, keep learning ourselves, keep paying for mentorships, and so on and so forth. So I hope this was useful to you. If you found value in this video, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.